The Galactic Assembly Hall was older than most stars. Its walls were made of dark crystal and ancient metal, shaped by hands that no longer existed. Light from thousands of hovering symbols filled the vast space. Every known intelligent species had a seat here. Some were tall, some were small, some did not even have faces. This was the center of the galaxy's power. And today, for the first time, humans were invited. The announcement echoed across the chamber. Delegation from planet Earth. Species classification, human. A tall door opened slowly. The humans walked in. They did not wear flowing robes or glowing shields like the others. They did not float or shine. They walked with heavy steps. Each step made a dull sound against the floor. They were wearing armor, not light armor, not energy suits. Heavy armor. Thick plates covered their bodies from head to toe. Dark metal, scarred and scratched. Wide shoulders. Reinforced joints. Thick boots. Their helmets were sealed, their faces hidden behind black visors. For a moment, the hall was silent. Then someone laughed. It was a sharp, clicking sound from a tall insect-like alien. Then another laugh followed. Then another. Soon, the sound spread like a wave. Laughter filled the Galactic Assembly. Screens lit up with data and translations. Primitive protection. Outdated design. Excessive mass. Why where metal when shields exist? Alien delegates leaned toward each other, mocking openly. Some pointed. Some shook their heads. One alien general stood up. His species was known for advanced warfare. His body shimmered with a personal energy field. "Is this a joke?" he asked. "Do humans not understand modern defense? That armor is too heavy, too slow, too human." More laughter. The humans did not react. They stood still, silent, waiting. The High Council Overseer raised a glowing limb, and the room slowly quieted. "Humans," the Overseer said, its voice echoing in every mind. "Welcome to the Galactic Assembly. Before discussions begin, there is a concern." The Overseer's many eyes focused on the armored soldiers. "Weapons and armor are not permitted in this hall. You will remove them." A pause. The human leader stepped forward. He was tall, even by alien standards. His armor was thicker than the rest. "We cannot do that," he said calmly. The chamber erupted again. "This is disrespect." Fearful creatures. They hide behind metal. The Overseer raised its limb again. "Explain." The human leader did not raise his voice. "Our armor is not a threat. It is protection, and it stays on." The Overseer studied him. "Protection from what?" The human paused for a second. Then he answered, "From the universe." That answer caused even more laughter. A reptilian delegate slammed his claw on the table. "The universe does not need protection from. You are weak creatures from a violent world. Your fear is understandable, but this is excessive." The human did not argue. Instead, he said, "You invited us to be judged, so judge us properly." The Overseer tilted its head. "Very well. If your armor is only protection, then it should not interfere with the demonstration." A murmur spread through the hall. "A demonstration?" the human asked. "Yes," the Overseer replied. "A simple test, to show the galaxy why such armor is unnecessary." The humans exchanged brief glances. "No fear, no panic. Proceed," the human leader said. A circular platform rose from the center of the hall. Energy weapons extended from hidden ports. These were not military weapons, only controlled testing tools used for demonstrations. An alien scientist spoke proudly. "This weapon can burn through a starship hull in seconds." The crowd watched with excitement. One human soldier stepped forward and stood on the platform. He did not take a defensive stance. He simply stood there, hands at his sides. The weapon charged. Bright light filled the room. "Fire," the Overseer commanded. The beam struck the human soldier directly. Energy washed over the armor. Heat distorted the air. The floor beneath the soldier cracked. Alien scanners showed rising temperatures. Warning symbols flashed. The crowd waited for screams. None came. The beam stopped. Smoke filled the platform. For a moment, No one spoke. Then the smoke began to clear. The human soldier was still standing. His armor was blackened. Glowing lines of heat ran across it. Small pieces of metal dripped to the floor. But the armor was still intact. The soldier was alive. Silence fell across the galactic assembly. Laughter died in open mouths. The overseer's eyes widened. That weapon, an alien whispered, should have killed him. The human soldier looked up slowly. Then he took one step forward. The sound echoed through the hall. Heavy, solid, real. The human leader spoke again, his voice calm and steady. That was a light test. Fear began to replace mockery, and the galaxy realized something was very wrong. The silence inside the galactic assembly did not break quickly. Alien leaders stared at the human soldier as if reality itself had failed. Their scanners continued to run, refreshing data again and again. Heat levels, structural damage, life signs. All readings confirmed the same impossible truth. The human was alive. The armor still functioned. The overseer slowly lowered its glowing limb. Impossible, it said. That weapon should have burned through all known materials. The human soldier stepped down from the platform. His armor released steam as internal systems cooled. Small cracks glowed red for a moment, then faded. He joined the other humans without a word. Whispers spread through the hall like a sickness. That armor absorbed the energy. No shield collapse. No phase failure. How is this possible? An alien scientist rushed forward, unable to hide his excitement. Overseer, permission to scan the armor directly. The overseer hesitated, then nodded. Granted. Multiple scanning beams swept over the human soldiers. Symbols and data flooded the air. Alien engineers leaned forward, confused and disturbed. There is no active shield, one said. No advanced energy field. Another added, it's just layers. Layers? A general repeated in disbelief. Yes, the scientist replied slowly. Physical layers, dense metals, shock-absorbing gaps, heat-dispersing channels, redundant systems stacked on top of each other. The alien general scoffed. That is inefficient. The human leader finally spoke again. It is reliable. The overseer turned its gaze toward him. Explain. The human nodded once. Our planet is dangerous. Gravity is strong. Weather is violent. Our history is full of war. Things break. Systems fail. Shields flicker. So we do not trust a single line of defense. The chamber listened now. No laughter remained. We build armor that can be hit again and again, the human continued. Even if part of it fails, the rest keeps working. An alien admiral stood up sharply. That is backward thinking. Efficiency matters. The human leader looked at him. Survival matters more. The overseer raised its limb again. One test is not proof. Increase the output. A ripple of tension passed through the humans. Overseer, one human advisor said carefully, you have already seen. This assembly requires certainty. The overseer interrupted. Proceed. The weapons platform activated again. This time, more emitters unfolded. Stronger. Hotter. This level of force can tear through asteroid plating. An alien announced proudly. Another human stepped forward, larger than the last. His armor was even thicker. He stood in position. The weapons fired. Plasma beams slammed into him. Gravity pulses crushed downward. Shock waves rippled across the floor. The hall shook. Alien shields activated automatically to protect the audience. The human soldier staggered, just once. Then he planted his feet. The armor screamed under stress. Plates bent. Internal systems rerouted power. Emergency layers locked into place. The attack ended. Smoke filled the chamber again. Scanners flickered wildly. Life signs critical. No, stabilizing. The smoke cleared. The human was on one knee. Then he stood up. A deep dent marked his chest plate. One shoulder smoked heavily. But he was alive. The chamber exploded, not with laughter, but fear. This is madness. They should be dead. That armor should not exist. The overseer's voice trembled slightly. Stop the tests. The weapons powered down. The human soldier walked back slowly. Each step left a cracked imprint on the floor. The human leader looked around the hall. You asked why we wear heavy armor, he said. This is why. An alien elder spoke quietly. How many humans wear this? All soldiers, the human replied. The words hit harder than any weapon. All of them, someone whispered. The overseer leaned forward. This armor, is it experimental? No, the human leader said. It is standard. Fear spread openly now. Alien military minds raced. Simulations played out in their heads. Their weapons relied on speed, precision, and energy dominance. But humans relied on endurance. The overseer spoke again. You designed this armor, knowing it would be hit by such force. The human nodded. Worse. A low murmur filled the chamber. Worse than this, an alien asked. Yes, the human answered. Much worse. The overseer paused. Then it asked a question that changed everything. What weapon was this armor built to survive? The human leader was silent for a moment. Then he said, weapons that end worlds. The chamber erupted into chaos. That is forbidden. Those weapons are myths. No armor can. The overseer slammed its limb down. Enough. It stared at the humans with something new in its eyes. Respect and fear. You will explain yourselves, the overseer said slowly. Because if what you say is true, then the galaxy has made a terrible mistake. The human leader met its gaze. Yes, he said calmly. You did. The Galactic Assembly had never felt fear like this before. The hall was built to host wars of words, not moments that question reality itself. Yet now, alien leaders whispered urgently among themselves. Military symbols flashed across holographic screens. Old rules were suddenly not enough. The overseer remained silent for a long time. Then it spoke. There's a weapon, it said slowly, that ends all debate. The room froze. Even speaking of such weapons was forbidden in most systems. They were not tools of war. They were tools of extinction. An alien admiral stood up in alarm. Overseer, that is madness. Such weapons are banned. They are, the overseer agreed, but so is uncertainty. Its many eyes locked onto the humans. If your armor was built to survive weapons meant to end worlds, it continued, then the galaxy must know if this is truth or human exaggeration. The humans did not move. The human leader's voice was calm. If you fire that weapon, he said, you will change how you see the universe forever. A tense silence followed. Finally, the overseer asked, will you submit to the test? The humans looked at each other. One human stepped forward. He was older than the others. His armor was scarred deeply, marked by symbols and faded paint. This was not a parade suit. This armor had seen battle. I will, he said. The chamber erupted. You will die. No being can survive that. This is murder. The human shook his head. This armor was not made for comfort, he said. It was made so someone could stand when everything else falls. The overseer raised its limb. Prepare the weapon. Hidden walls shifted. Massive structures emerged from the depths of the station. Power levels rose across the entire city. Emergency shields activated automatically. Alien scientists trembled as they worked. This weapon is scaled down, one whispered. But even a fragment of its power can crack a planet's core. The human walked onto the reinforced platform. This one was different. Thick energy barriers surrounded it. The floor beneath was layered with unknown alloys. The human stood alone. No dramatic pose. No speech. Just stillness. The overseer spoke quietly. Final warning. You may withdraw. The human did not answer. Fire. The universe screamed. Light brighter than stars filled the chamber. Gravity twisted violently. Energy surged like a living thing. Several alien delegates collapsed as safety systems struggled to protect them. The beam struck the human directly. The platform shattered. Energy washed outward like a wave, slamming into shields across the city. Buildings kilometers away cracked. Emergency sirens echoed through space. Inside the blast, Sensors failed instantly. Scanners went blind. No readings. Life signs lost. Power levels unstable. The weapon shut down automatically, unable to contain itself. Darkness followed. Smoke. Silence. Fear. The overseer stared at the ruined platform. Is he dead? No one answered. Then movement. A faint red glow appeared within the smoke. A single foot stepped forward. Then another. The human emerged slowly. His armor was barely recognizable. Plates were torn. Exposed layers glowed white-hot. Internal systems screamed warnings. But the core remained. The human was alive. Gasps echoed through the chamber. That cannot be real. By the stars, he should not exist. The human took a breath. It sounded heavy, strained, but steady. He looked up at the overseer. The overseer's voice shook. You survived. Yes, the human replied simply. The armor finally gave a deep metallic crack. One knee buckled. The human fell to one knee. Alien medics rushed forward instinctively, then stopped, unsure. The human raised a hand. Do not touch, he said. Armor breach protocols. The armor sealed itself. Emergency layers locked in place. Cooling vents hissed. Slowly, painfully, the human stood again. The hall was dead silent. The overseer spoke softly now. That weapon was designed to end worlds. The human nodded. It has... A pause. Then why did it fail? The overseer asked. The human looked around the chamber. Because it was not used against the world, he said. It was used against something that learned to survive one. Fear spread like fire. An alien general whispered, This armor, it is not just protection. It is defiance. The human leader stepped forward beside the damaged soldier. We do not build armor to win instantly, he said. We build it so someone is still standing when the fight should already be over. The overseer slowly lowered its limb. This changes everything, it said. Across the galaxy, alerts were already spreading. Fleets changed course. Borders tightened. Simulations were canceled because none showed victory anymore. The overseer looked at the humans with something close to dread. The galaxy laughed at you, it said. The human leader nodded. Yes. And now? The overseer asked. The human's voice was calm, cold. Now, he said, the galaxy is afraid. The Galactic Assembly did not end that day. It froze. Alien leaders sat in silence, staring at the human who had survived the impossible. No one laughed anymore. No one whispered insults. The chamber that once echoed with pride now felt small and weak. Emergency lights glowed across the hall. Several systems were still offline after blast. The city outside the assembly struggled to stabilize its shields. And at the center of it all stood humanity. The overseer slowly rose from its throne. Its voice was no longer strong or commanding. This session is suspended, it announced. All military leaders remain. Civilians are dismissed. Dozens of alien delegates hurried away, fear clear in their movements. Some looked back at the humans as if seeing monsters instead of diplomats. When the doors closed, the overseer spoke again. What you showed us today, it said, has never existed in this galaxy. The human leader tilted his head slightly. That is not true, he replied. It has existed for a long time. You simply never noticed us. A tall alien general slammed his claw on the table. You hid this, he shouted. You let us mock you. The human did not raise his voice. You did not ask, he said, and we did not come to threaten. The general snarled. Then why bring soldiers in armor? The human looked around the room. Because the galaxy is not kind, he answered. And we learned long ago that kindness cannot be trusted. That answer made several leaders shift uneasily. Alien analysts began projecting combat simulations into the air. Human figures appeared on the displays, walking calmly through fire, debris, and collapsing terrain. Weapons struck them. They kept moving. One analyst whispered, Our weapons rely on ending fights quickly. Another replied, Humans rely on outlasting them. The overseer turned toward its advisors. Run projections. It ordered human armor versus standard galactic forces. The results appeared one by one. Loss, loss, loss. Even when humans were outnumbered, simulations showed the same outcome. Human forces advanced slowly, taking damage, repairing, adapting. They did not rush. They endured. An alien admiral spoke with shaking voice. If they march like this, no shield wall will hold. A scientist added quietly, their armor turns every battlefield into a war time, and time favors them. The overseer looked back at the humans. Is this how you fight all wars? The human leader nodded. Yes. Slowly, the overseer asked. Relentlessly, the human corrected. Fear moved openly now. The overseer leaned forward. What else have you built like this? The human paused. Then he said, everything. That single word hit harder than the planet-killing weapon. Alien leaders imagined ships armored the same way. Cities, stations, entire fleets built not to avoid damage, but to survive it. A council member whispered, we cannot stop them. Another replied, we already failed to. The overseer raised its limb. Why reveal this now? It asked. Why step into our council at all? The human leader's voice softened slightly. Because the galaxy is changing, he said. Borders are breaking. Old threats are waking. You will need allies who do not fall when things go wrong. A silence followed. Then an alien general asked the question everyone feared. If war comes between us, would you win? The human leader did not answer immediately. He looked at the damaged soldier beside him, at the cracked floor, at the frightened faces around the room. We do not seek war, he said, but if it comes, we will still be standing when it ends. That was not a threat. That was a promise. The overseer closed its eyes. The galaxy laughed at you, it said again, and now the galaxy fears you. The human nodded. Fear is understandable, he said, but it does not have to lead to violence. An alien elder spoke carefully. What do humans want? The human leader answered without hesitation. Respect, he said, and honesty. The overseer considered this. And if we refuse? The human's voice remained calm. Then we will return home, he said, and prepare, as we always have. That answer frightened them more than anger ever could. The overseer finally made its decision. Humanity will be classified as a tier-endurance species, it announced. Your technology will no longer be underestimated. A pause. But understand this, the overseer continued. Fear spreads faster than truth. Some will see you as a threat. The human leader nodded. We know, he said. We have lived with that fear our entire history. The assembly doors began to open again. Outside, the galaxy waited, nervous, uncertain, and changed forever. As the humans turned to leave, an alien officer whispered to another, They do not shine. They do not float. They do not boast. The other replied softly, They simply refuse to fall. And for the first time in galactic history, the strongest civilizations wondered if strength had been misunderstood all along, because the galaxy had learned a terrible lesson. Mockery fades. Fear remains. And endurance outlasts everything. News of what happened in the galactic assembly spread faster than any ship. Across the galaxy, governments went into emergency sessions. Military fleets changed positions. Trade routes were closed overnight. Old alliances were questioned. New fears were born. One truth echoed everywhere. Human armor had survived a weapon meant to end worlds. Some alien leaders demanded immediate action. Strike them before they grow stronger. Destroy their factories. Erase them while we still can. Others warned against it. If their armor can survive that, what would war cost us? Inside the assembly, the overseer called an emergency council. Only the highest leaders were allowed to attend. The humans were summoned again. They entered the chamber as before, walking, heavy steps echoing across the floor. Their armor was repaired, but the marks of damage remained. They did not hide them. The overseer spoke first. The galaxy is afraid. The human leader nodded. So were we, he replied. An alien commander slammed his fist on the table. You revealed power beyond our understanding. Entire civilizations fear extinction because of you. The human looked at him calmly. We revealed survival, he said. Fear came from your imagination. That is the same thing, the commander shouted. The overseer raised its limb. Enough! Humans, you must understand the danger you represent. The human leader's voice stayed steady. We understand it very well, he said. We lived under it for thousands of years. The overseer leaned forward. Then answer this clearly. What are your intentions? The chamber went silent. Every species waited. The human leader paused, choosing his words carefully. We did not come to conquer, he said. We did not come to threaten. We came because isolation almost destroyed us once. Some alien leaders exchanged confused looks. The human continued. On our world, we nearly wiped ourselves out, not because we were weak, but because we feared each other. A quiet tension filled the room. We learned something from that, the human said. Fear without understanding leads to extinction. An alien elder spoke softly. Then why bring armor at all? The human leader gestured around the chamber. Because understanding does not stop weapons, he said, and hope does not block fire. The overseer studied him. You speak of peace, it said, but your technology screams war. The human nodded. Because peace that cannot defend itself does not last. A long silence followed. Finally, the overseer asked the question that mattered most. If the galaxy turns against you, it said, what will humanity do? The human leader did not hesitate. We will defend ourselves, he said, and those who stand with us. The words were calm, honest, terrifying. An alien diplomat whispered, that sounds like an alliance. The human nodded. It can be. The overseer's eyes narrowed. And if we choose fear instead? The human's answer was simple. Then we will leave, he said, and we will prepare, not for conquest, but for survival. That answer shook the room. An alien general stood slowly. If you leave now, he said, the galaxy will never trust you. The human leader met his gaze. Trust cannot grow under a weapon's shadow, he replied. We will not force it. The overseer felt something unfamiliar. Respect. You are offering us a choice, it said. Yes, the human replied. The same choice we once failed to give each other. The council withdrew the private discussion. The humans waited alone in the chamber. Minutes passed, then hours. Outside, fleets remained on edge. One mistake could ignite a war that would burn stars. Finally, the overseer returned. Its voice echoed clearly. The Galactic Council has reached a decision. Every eye turned toward the humans. We will not move against humanity, the overseer said, nor will we demand your disarmament. Relief passed through some faces, fear through others. Instead, the overseer continued, we propose cooperation, shared defense research, mutual warning systems, a test of trust. The human leader nodded slowly. That is acceptable. An alien commander snapped. You trust them too easily. The overseer turned sharply. No, it said. We fear them too much to make enemies. The human leader spoke again. Understand this, he said. We will share knowledge, but we will never remove our armor. The overseer accepted this without argument. Then humanity will be recognized as an equal power, it declared. Not for strength, but for endurance. A new classification appeared across the council screens. Endurance species, humanity. The chamber was silent. The human leader looked at his soldiers. We did not come to rule, he said quietly. We came to be seen. As the humans turned to leave, an alien diplomat watched them closely. They do not chase power, he said. No, another replied. They prepare for loss. Outside the assembly, the galaxy waited, uneasy, uncertain, balanced on the edge of peace and fear. And far away, on human worlds, factories continued to work. Armor was forged, not for glory, not for conquest, but because humans had learned one simple truth. The universe does not care if you are right, only whether you can endure. The galaxy did not return to normal. It could not. Too much had changed. In the cycles that followed the assembly decision, alien civilizations watched humanity closely. Ships slowed near human borders. Probes observed from a distance. Old arrogance was replaced with caution, and everywhere the same question was asked. What kind of species builds armor like that? On human worlds, nothing looked dramatic. Cities did not glow brighter. Fleets did not parade. Soldiers continued their training. Engineers continued their work. Humans did not celebrate. They prepared. The overseer ordered a full historical study of humanity. What they found disturbed many leaders. Humans came from a single world with crushing gravity. Their bodies evolved under constant pressure. Their history was filled with disasters, wars, plagues, environmental collapse. Again and again, humans should have gone extinct. They did not. They adapted. They lost cities, then rebuilt them stronger. They lost wars, then learned from them. Every failure added another layer, another lesson, just like their armor. An alien historian spoke during a council session. Human armor reflects their past, she said. It is not elegant because their history was not gentle. Another replied quietly, they do not believe a universe will spare them. Across the galaxy, military doctrines began to change. Speed and precision were no longer enough. Redundancy, endurance, and layered defense became the new focus. Human influence spread without a single shot fired. One cycle later, the Council invited humans to observe a joint defense exercise. Alien troops demonstrated shields and energy weapons. Then human soldiers walked forward. Slow, heavy, silent. Alien weapons struck them during controlled tests. The humans kept moving. The overseer watched carefully. You could make lighter armor, it said. Faster armor. The human leader shook his head. Speed fails when you stumble, he said. This does not. The overseer finally understood. Human armor was not built to win the first strike. It was built to survive the last one. That realization changed everything. Some alien species tried to copy the design. They failed. Their cultures relied on perfection. When systems broke, they panicked. Human armor expected failure. It welcomed it. That made it terrifying. Years later, a distant alien empire ignored all warnings. They attacked a border system near human space. Their weapons were advanced. Their fleets were large. They expected an easy victory. Human forces arrived late. As always, their ships took damage. Their armor burned. Their soldiers fell, then stood back up. The battle lasted longer than any simulation predicted. When it ended, the alien fleet retreated in silence, not defeated by superior firepower, defeated by refusal. After that, no one laughed at human armor again. Children across the galaxy learned a new lesson in history lessons. The humans were mocked, teachers said, because they looked heavy, slow, old. The students would ask, why did that matter? And the teachers would answer, because everyone else planned to avoid damage. Humans planned to endure it. The Galactic Council officially recorded the event. The laughter of the galaxy, ended by steel that would not break. The overseer, now older and quieter, met the human leader one final time. You changed the balance of the galaxy, it said. The human shook his head. No, he replied. We revealed it. The overseer studied the armor once more. The scratches, the scars, the repairs layered on top of repairs. Do you ever remove it? The overseer asked. The human paused. Only at home, he said. Only where we feel safe. The overseer understood the meaning behind those words. Safety was rare in the universe. Humans knew that better than anyone. As the human delegation left the assembly for the last time, the halls felt different. Smaller, quieter, more humble. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Power does not always shine. Strength does not always look beautiful. And survival does not ask for permission. Humans did not conquer the stars. They outlasted them. And in a universe that destroys the careless, that made all the difference.